Hi everybody, Angie here, coming on to do a make with you guys. Thought we would have some fun today with just some stamps and some inks. I was starting out and playing with some stamps that I haven't really touched in a while. And I came up with just doing some layering, just making some ephemera pieces with just layering multiple stamps and bringing out some multiple colors. And I made these couple pieces and I thought they came out pretty cute. And just doing random, just using some scrap pieces and just having a play with your stamps. And I thought those came out really fun, so I thought we could do some together. I had one piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and it was just like a cream colored cardstock. I just cut it into 4 pieces. And then these were just some random scraps, and I just cut them down to some square pieces. And then I would rough tear them once I got them to the size that I wanted. See what we come up with. So let's get started. I have a whole pile of just some small stamps, block stamps, ones that we thought we might be able to use. With some images. I've got a cardinal here. I've got a camel. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I got a cabin. I've got some birds. I've got a word element that says smile. Little grass tough piece here. Then just some newspaper ad. This is one of my favorite stamps I haven't used in a while. And it's just a big one. It just really, with this, doing this make, it just kind of depends on how big you want your pieces to be. You know, starting out kind of small, kind of a little small, like this one is, what, like 3.5 by 2.5. So it just kind of depends on how big you want your pieces to be. So if you want some larger pieces, ephemera pieces, pull out those bigger stamps. So I have some big ones. And then I just have a tree here. So I just grabbed a few, and then I have some acrylic stamps as well, just for background, just to have a play. So I just grabbed a whole bunch of them. So I thought we could see what we could come up with. So let's see. You know what? Let's just start with a big one. Let's just get a big one out of the way. And I said this is my favorite. You know what? Yeah, just had an idea. Okay, so let's do this in black. So how's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing well, in good spirits, getting those creative juices flowing. I'm doing good. And let me grab something to give a little cushion, because you know how sometimes our stamps do not always give the best impression with these wooden stamps. Piece of fuzz there. Okay, now what I usually like to do, I am going to stamp this twice. I'm going to get a piece of, and I'll show you a technique that I do. It may not be familiar, it may not be new to some, but it may be new to someone. And I'll show you a technique that I use. Okay, let's get this kind of centered, I guess, to start with. And I'm gonna have to stand up and pull this out of the camera focus for a moment, just to get a good press. Okay, hopefully that's good, pretty good. Isn't that beautiful though? Oh my gosh, I love that stamp. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so that's the piece that we're going to be working on. Now I'm going to have to do another one. And this one doesn't need exactly a perfect image. I'm just going to use it for kind of as a stencil of some sort, I guess you would call it. So I'm going to stamp another one. Pretty good. Okay. And I'm going to do a fussy cut real quick out of this one. And I'll show you why. I'm just going to real quick kind of get close to the edges, but it doesn't have to be exact. Get some of that paper out of the way. Even if I cut away a little bit of the tips of the leaves or something, that's not even a big deal, because we are layering our stamps. So get this one out of the way first. Since this is a big one. Okay. Then bring in our, that's had time to dry and set a bit, which is good. Now we're just going to lay this over, and then we can stamp over this with another color, and we're not getting the second layer on top of our first stamp. Okay. So let's say we want to use, I don't know, let's use this script stamp. Okay, and let's do another color. Let's do, what do I got here? Let's do this light green. It's bundled sage. Let's see how that'll look against. I think that'll look nice against that black. This is just as a background. Okay. I'm going to turn this. Now we want to get that in place. And kind of hold a little bit of it and stamp and lift. Okay, and we can, doesn't have to be an exact, we can, okay, put a little more ink down. And there we go. Just as a little background. See? How's that? Okay. And then we lift that up. We haven't gotten any of the second stamp or the color on our focal image. Okay. So that's a good base. All right, so what do we want to do next? What do I got here? I grabbed some other colors. I grabbed brown and green. Let's see, that's a darker green, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Got a butterfly here. Let's see. Let's bring this stamp in. This one here that I used on this. I think that would look nice. Oh, a lot of fuzzies. I think I cleaned them last time I used with a used fabric softener, fabric sheet, fabric softener sheet, and some of the fuzzies stuck to the stamp. Maybe let's just put, actually, we can put this back over, use it again. I don't know, maybe something like that. Okay, and then we got a little empty space there. Let's maybe put the birds there. Maybe we can use the brown. Where's my brown? So we're just layering our stamps using multiple colors. Okay. Let's see. I would kind of like I wonder if I could just get that. I'm going to cover up the rest. I just want that baby bird. And I'm going to try and get him off in the distance over here. There we go. Just for a little something. Okay. Maybe do the word down here. Now I've got this phrase here. It says, "To affect the quality of the day, that is the highest of arts," by Henry David Thoreau. I'm sure I can't really tell the last name. We can put that there. That would fill up that space. Or maybe we could just do the smile. Let's just do the smile. Let's do that in green. Kind of like that green, having that pop of color. And just to make sure I don't go over the flower again. Try to get it somewhat straight. Something like that. Let's give that a second so I don't smudge it too bad. Let's give that a second to dry. And then if you wanted to come in, I mean, you could leave it just like that. I mean, just having to play with your stamps, just layering your stamps. Bring in a little watercolor and bring in a color to your flower. Do a little rough tear around the edges. I don't want to smudge my ink. Make sure that's giving it time to dry. But go around and do a rough tear. Maybe bring in a little bit more brown. Which brown did we use? This brown? Let's do some vintage photo. To the edges. There we go. I think that looks nice just like that. What do you think? But you know, if you wanted to bring in a little watercolor, a little alcohol ink and color in that flower, but we won't be doing that on camera. We're just working on layering our elements right now. Okay, so there's one. Let's see what else we could do. Let's bring in a small one. Let's do something like this. Let's bring in one of these background pieces first. And we already have some green on here, so let's just go with this green. Maybe we have enough. Well, put a little bit more on here. Just for background. Okay, very nice. All right, and then we did the layering on, so we used this one, and we used this one, and I still have the yellow on there. Okay, so let's do this one in black. Let me grab it. A little white. These off. Okay. All right, so we're going to do black. Here's black here. Layer a couple of those. And then the flower, and we used yellow on that. So for that, I just used my Distressed Oxide Mustard Seed. So we'll bring that one in. Get some good coverage. That's pretty good. Make sure that's dry. Try not to contaminate our colors here too much. And angle that just a tad. Very nice, okay? Let's wipe that off. Okay. And then we did the birds. So where are they? Here we are. We did those in black. Here we go. And just something. Then on this one, I just did a little bit of splattering. Oh, and I brought in, let's see. Did I have? Let's do. I've got this rose here. Let's just bring a portion of the rose, kind of like to the edge of it, maybe in the green. Or we could do, just depends on how many colors you want to incorporate into your piece. Let's try some seedless preserves. And you don't even really need to worry about getting a really 100% impression, just kind of, just a little something. That's pretty bold, isn't it? Let's kind of stamp off and then on. I like that. Okay. Let's wipe that off. Okay. And then if you wanted to, I think the green would look good. Let's see. I'm going to grab my acrylic block real quick. And a little bit of water. 1 second, guys, just real quick. Sorry about that. I forgot about possibly doing some splattering. I know I've got a lot of stuff all over my desk. I apologize for that. But sometimes when you're in the middle of doing a play, you just kind of have a mess going. Okay. And then let's maybe just do a little bit of green splattering. And I just put some ink down on my acrylic block. A little water. Get that activated. And let's just splatter a little bit on here. It's not some big splats and some little splats. There we go. There we go. And we could even bring in a few to this one if we want. Maybe down around the edges. I think that's good. Nothing too drastic. Okay, kind of fun. And then you could hit it with a heat tool to dry those, or just kind of lightly take a little paper towel and lift up the excess like so. And there we go. Got another one. What do you think? And then again, you know, like on this one, you know, I just tore 2 sides and left 2 sides straight. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. So I think on this one, we'll go the opposite way. We'll tear this direction. Something like that. Bring in a little vintage photo. There you go. Another one done. What do you think? Okay. All right, let's see. See if we can do another one. What do we got here? Okay, let's start with a bigger one. How about if we do, let's do this one. I like these stamps. You know, you can always start with a larger piece and tear it down to the size that you want as well. You know, you might have a larger image to start with, but then you decide you want something a little bit smaller by the time you're done. Okay, and I like the yellow, I like that brightness. So let's bring that back in again. Okay, let's see. All right, let's move those out of the way. Then let's do a word stamp. Let's do this one. And I'm going to need my acrylic block for this, so let's wipe that off for a minute. And let's do brown. Let's do some vintage photo. Let's see how that looks. Let's do something like that. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, and then let's see. Let's use this pretty cardinal. And we'll do that in black. See how that's gonna look. And see, this one on the stamp, it's colored in, you know, it's a red cardinal. So we could color that in again with some watercolors. You could use colored pencils, you could use some alcohol inks. And on this one, I thought I did one. Might be in my arsenal of completed projects. I think I used alcohol inks on it, because this is a well-used and loved stamp. So let's just right about there. I'm going to get a good image so we can get as much detail of the bird as possible. There we go. Now see if the background part is okay, because we want a little bit of each so we can see the layers. So that came out perfect. Okay, let's see, what else can we do? Once we color him in, I think he'll be fine. Let me see, do I have my... Excuse me for one more second. I'm going to grab my colored pencils. Well, all I have here are my watercolor pencils, but those will work fine as well. And let's just bring in a little red. Like I said, this part is totally up to you. You know, the coloring in and the detailing. So, totally up to you. This is just to give you a little inspiration to maybe pull out those stamps. Make some pretty ephemera. These would be very pretty. These are almost like doing clusters. You know how we do clusters and we bring in different layers and different elements, whether they be lace, different textures of paper. We're kind of doing the same thing here, except we're just doing, you know, it's all one dimension, but yet you can still see the layering with the stamps, I think. So I'm just trying to bring in a little bit of the deeper red around the outer edges, and then I'll go in light in the middle and the body. Just kind of just doing a fast color here. And bring a little color down to the bottom portion of the tail. Okay, good enough. And then if I wanted to, where did I do with my paper towel? I think I threw it in the trash already. This is watercolor, so I could do a little bit of blending. Okay, a little something like that. I like it. And then if we wanted to, we can bring in just a little. These are like pine needles. Maybe a deeper green. Let's see what I have here. Maybe just, or even a brown would be fine, but since we have the brown here, maybe just a slight bit of color. Just depends on what stamps you're working with. Just hit it a little here and there. Okay, let's see if I have a brown, because it is perched on a log there, a little twig. It's kind of a brownish red. Let me see. That one's a little bit better. Just bring in a little something here. Like I said, again, not too much, just I like it. Okay, and then we can, let's bring in some more vintage photo. And we're going to do a little splattering with some vintage photo. Let's see how that will look. If we can get some good droplets here. There we go. I like it. All right, very nice. Let me grab another paper towel. this out of the way for us so we can actually see what we're working with. Okay, and then just do our tear wherever we want. And I think I like the idea of having 2 rough edges and 2 straight edges. I kind of like that. So I'm just going to bring this in a little bit, just like that. Bring in a little vintage photo to the outer edges. And there we go. How's that? I like that one. That one's my favorite one. I think I like that a lot. Okay, so just an idea for you guys. Something to play with. That was fun. Move that out of the way. All right, so here's a couple ones we made. There we go. And then here's the one I did. I did that one off camera. Okay. Do I have those in frame? So that's just a little idea, guys. Just some layered stamp. One-dimensional, but it looks multi-dimensions just because of the layering and the color and, you know, the different things. It's very nice. I like it. So I hope you give it a try. Hope you like the project today. Thank you so very much for spending some time with me. Hope you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, give me a comment. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Until next time. Bye-bye.